They twist, they climb, they disappear into clouds, cling to cliff edges, and vanish into tunnels carved by hand. For most, roads are just a way to get from point A to point B. But some roads demand more than just a vehicle. They test your nerves, your judgment, and sometimes your will to survive. Today on Watchers of the Unknown, we journey across 10 of the most dangerous roads ever built, each with its own story, its own body count, and its own warning. Proceed at your own risk. 1. North Yungas Road, Bolivia. Locals call it El Camino de la Muerte, the Road of Death. Cut into the Andes at over 3,600 meters elevation, this narrow dirt path winds through mist, waterfalls, and sheer cliffs that drop thousands of feet. There are no guardrails, no second chances. At its peak, this road claimed up to 300 lives per year. Crosses line the edges where buses and cars once slipped into the abyss. Today, it's less used for traffic and more for thrill seekers on mountain bikes. But the danger remains: wet rock, loose gravel, blind curves. The mountain does not forgive. 2. Zojila Pass, India. High in the Indian Himalayas, Zojila connects Kashmir to Ladakh. It is one of the only lifelines for remote villages and military outposts. But it's a road that seems determined to shake off anything on it. The weather shifts without warning. Snow can bury the road in minutes. Landslides are routine, and the cliff edges crumble like sugar. Buses filled with locals, livestock, and supplies navigate inches from death. Drivers chant prayers with every turn. One wrong move, and there's nothing below but ice and air. 3. Atlantic Ocean Road, Norway. Built across a chain of small islands, this architectural marvel looks peaceful on a postcard. But when storms rise off the North Sea, it becomes something else entirely. Waves crash over the bridges. Wind whips vehicles off balance. Salt spray blinds windshields. Locals call it the Drunken Road because it appears to zigzag unpredictably. And when weather turns, it truly feels intoxicated. It's stunning, it's surreal, and it's best crossed only when nature is in a good mood. 4. Skipper's Canyon Road, New Zealand. Carved during the 1800s gold rush, Skipper's Canyon Road snakes through steep cliffs and narrow gorges. Only one vehicle can pass at a time. There's no shoulder, no railing, and the rock walls don't give second chances. Insurance companies in New Zealand won't cover drivers who attempt it. Ironically, it's one of the most breathtakingly scenic routes in the country, which makes it even more dangerous because 1 second of distraction could cost everything. 5. Tizi-in-Test Pass, Morocco. Winding through the Atlas Mountains, Tizi-in-Test looks deceptively serene. But this road was hand-built by laborers using primitive tools, hugging sheer cliffs with hundreds of switchbacks. In winter, snow and fog create a corridor of whiteout terror. In summer, melting asphalt and rock slides turn the route into chaos. It's beautiful, it's historic, and it's deadly. 6. Dalton Highway, Alaska, USA. Stretching 666 kilometers into the Arctic, the Dalton Highway serves ice truckers and oil field workers. There's nothing out there. No towns, no fuel, no phone signal. Just snow, ice, and the ever-lurking frostbite. Winds reach hurricane force. Temperatures drop below minus 50 degrees Celsius. And if your engine dies, you might not survive the night. Despite its remoteness, it's one of the most important industrial roads in America, and one of the least forgiving. 7. Guoliang Tunnel Road, China. When the government refused to build a road, the villagers of Guoliang took matters into their own hands. 13 men carved a tunnel by hand, inch by inch, through the Taihong Mountains. It took 5 years. Today, the Guoliang Tunnel is a marvel of human determination. But it's also narrow, dimly lit, and terrifying. Cliffside windows offer dramatic views and immediate death if you swerve too far. 8. Fairy Meadows Road, Pakistan. Named after a place of peace, Fairy Meadows Road is anything but. Barely wider than a car, this dirt path climbs toward the base of Nanga Parbat, one of the deadliest mountains on Earth. There are no rails. The road crumbles at the edges, and the drop, hundreds of meters. Add to that rockfalls, wild weather, and limited visibility, and it becomes a dare only the most fearless accept. 9. Stelvio Pass, Italy. In the Alps, the Stelvio Pass twists like a serpent across the mountains. Its 60-plus hairpin turns are a favorite among cyclists and racers, and a nightmare for heavy vehicles. The views are stunning. The road is relentless, especially in winter, when snow and ice turn every turn into a gamble. It may be beautiful, but beauty, as always, can be deadly. 10 Los Caracoles Pass, Chile, Argentina. The snails. That's what they call this high-altitude road. A dizzying spiral of switchbacks climbs the Andes without a single guardrail. Trucks, cars, and tour buses inch their way up and down daily. One brake failure is all it takes, yet despite the danger, this is a key trade route between two countries. Risk is part of the contract. Some roads were made for travel. These were made for survival. From frozen highways to cliffside horrors, they challenge anyone brave enough to pass. Would you drive them? This is Watchers of the Unknown. Subscribe and keep your hands on the wheel, because danger is just around the bend.